Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Scorpio August 2023 Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for Soul Illumination. So hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lauren. This is a energetic read for the month of August for the sign of Scorpio, and you can take a look at your sun, moon, or rising. I also recommend Venus, possibly if you're looking for love or relationship status, or your Mercury placement, because that's really how we communicate and how the world communicates with us. And often those readings resonate with me personally. So we're going to jump right in here, Scorpio. We're going to take a look first at what you're bringing to the month of August. Then we're going to be looking at a theme that's external to yourself that Spirit would like you to really take a look at and embrace by the end of the month to really allow you to bring in a level of abundance or spiritual growth that Spirit is trying to push towards you. So let's go ahead and see what we can expect here for the month of August. All right. So Scorpio, we have, there you are, King of Cups. We have your energy with the Six of Swords. So this is a beautiful energy to be coming in with because you are sitting firmly in your own energy, which is from that place of emotional maturity and stability, being able to lead from that place. I also get the feeling of really sitting in a space of unconditional love. And with the Six of Swords, you're finally moving on from something. Whether this is simply moving on from a past relationship, moving on from a previous job, this could even just be moving on from your own mental limitations where you said or thought you couldn't go to that place, you couldn't expand in this area, and yet here you are getting in the boat and moving on to calmer waters and new adventures. So I really like that for you, Scorpio. Now we're going to see here what's going on around you and really what the theme for the month is for you. Ooh, Five of Pentacles. Okay, so you're facing your fear of lack, a limiting mindset, that kind of poverty mindset of I'll never have enough in the physical, or I'll never have enough support in the physical. So that's really what Spirit's asking you to embrace this month, to really look at your relationship with the physical, relationship to physical support as well from other people in your experience, and your relationship with what you feel you have and don't have. And that's really where I think the beauty of the Six of Swords can come in as kind of your superpower this month. The Six of Swords is a transcendent energy. It's when we finally get to break through that mental barrier for ourselves, because that's what the swords really represent. Air energy, our mental plane, can also be the realm of communication. But there's a sense here of when we finally kind of break through that bubble in our mental sphere where we think we can't do something, we think we won't be capable of this, we think that we won't have enough support or that we're always going to be in difficult or tumultuous waters. There's a sense when we finally break through that to say, wait a second, all it takes is me getting in the boat and giving it a push. And all of a sudden my horizons expand. There's a sense here wherever this is applying in your life that there's going to be that kind of breakthrough moment, I think, for many of you, as to where maybe you have not been asking for help and are finally opening yourself up to receive. And there's this sudden aha moment of, oh my gosh, I have so much support around me. Or where you felt like you were so limited by geography, meaning you could only be in one location or only in one job or only have this much money or only have a home this big, and suddenly, or a job that will pay you this much, and suddenly you're going to be realizing, if I just get in the boat and give myself a push, there's so much more out there waiting for me. And when we get to that place of transcendence in the mental plane, that's when everything shifts in our physical reality. So it's a really positive energy, very powerful energy, actually, Scorpio. So we have the Five of Wands as your main underlying energy for the month, which can seem a little chaotic. The Five of Wands is where we're getting into the thick of it, getting into the mix. It can be a sense of healthy competition where everybody's kind of coming in to see what they're capable of. It can be a sense of chaos at the same time where maybe everybody wants to have a say, wants to have an input, wants to also take action when you want to take action. And so there's a sense here of really understanding that sometimes we have to throw ourselves into the mix, or that when we start to, again, transcend our own limitations, we get to face our fears around where we think we're not capable of doing something, again, where we're not capable of earning enough, or we're not capable of having that kind of support that we want. There's a sense that things get kind of shaken up in our experience. There's a sense of, well, again, if I'm changing on my mental sphere, then all of a sudden, as I expand in my physical experience, that's when I might have to get back out there into a new work environment, or I might have to get back out there and start meeting people again. That can also be this card of kind of getting back on the horse again. And it might feel a little chaotic because you're starting to learn about yourself in this expanded way. And it might feel kind of like, whoa, I'm too many people, too many things, too many changes. And yet the fives are all about freedom through change. And so there's a sense here when we talk about the best version or the best energetic look at the Five of Wands is healthy competition. It's where you get to see what you're capable of. And you also get to kind of see what other people are capable of, and maybe start to, what I always feel with this card is that there's a sense of almost like, hey, that's a good idea. I never thought about using my wand in that way. Maybe I'm going to start to practice that. So there's a sense of being able to really take a look at what other people are doing and bring that into your own skill set to say, I'm going to dust that part of myself off, and I'm going to start to maybe implement some of these cool ideas I'm seeing now that I'm getting out there again. Because underneath that, we have the Moon and the Six of Wands. Now, the Six of Wands with the Three of Cups, that speaks to a certain level of success in relationships, success in being able to celebrate with others. There might have been something that's happened in your recent past where maybe there was a celebration. It could be something family or friend related where you had that chance to really come together, as you can see people kind of clinking their cups in true celebration, in camaraderie. And there was a Six of Wands moment where you were seen for that. You were recognized. There was a level of success. And yet, coming right after that was the Moon. There was this sense of the way is unclear. I'm being called into a new energy, and yet I don't quite know what that means. And I think for some of you, that might feel like the chaotic energy. It might be like, okay, I went so far to this point, job well done. I've come together with others. I had a celebratory moment, or I was able to celebrate the success. This could even be celebrating the success of someone else in your life. And suddenly it's thrown you into a place where you might have felt called towards something new. You know, that can happen when we watch a friend level up in their work life, or a friend level up in their personal life, or a family member start to expand themselves. And it's like, wait a second. I can see that they've felt that call. They went into the unknown. They were successful. How can I start to expand as well? I'm getting a really strong feeling here of kind of seeing through the lens of other people's examples and realizing I can do that too. And maybe I can even do it better. But there is going to be a theme. Spirit's really asking you to embrace some aspect of your experience where you feel that you're not good enough, you'll never be good enough, you'll never have enough support, that kind of mentality. And it creeps in all aspects of our life. It doesn't mean, like for some people, this will be where they'll never feel like they get paid enough for what they do. For some others, this may feel like somebody will never have support in what they choose to do. This could be like where somebody wants to be an artist and they feel that they'll never make money from it, and that they'll never actually have the support of others who enjoy their work or who help support them in their artistic endeavors. This can be on a level where you simply feel that you will never be able to expand beyond your limited kind of where you were raised. It was one of those things where you might look to the horizon and say, I can't travel to a new country. I can't go to school in that location. It's something along those lines where that's what's been kind of holding you back from really getting in the boat and giving that or one final shove into a new horizon. So really, really take a look at that. It can also creep into relationships too, where you say, I'll never be supported by another intimate partnership. I'll never have enough in my home life. So really take a look at that. Because the beauty of the Six of Swords, for those of you who are dealing with others in your life, let's say from a family perspective, you can see that there's a family in this boat. There's a father, a mother, and a child, and they're all going together. So perhaps this could be a sense of, for those of you who are dealing with the family, of it's time to expand, but do so together. But again, here you are, King of Cups, standing firm in your energy. So there's a level of emotional maturity and leading from a place of what you deeply feel. Okay, so now we're going to dive into what your main block is going to be for this month, and we'll look at advice from Spirit as to how to overcome it, and then the blessing or level of abundance that wants to come in for you. Ooh, I love it. Queen of Wands at the heart of your reading. There you are, Scorpio, ready to be seen. Now, Princess of Wands, which is technically the Page of Wands, is your main point of challenge. It's your block. And this is the child at play within. This is the child who wants to have fun, wants to play with your passions. There's the Five of Pentacles again. So you can see it's really coming in prominently here in your reading. But the Page of Wands is someone who is curious about what lights their fire. They want to just go out there and start to explore. Ooh, an Ace of Cups. Okay. We'll dive right in. Bottom of the deck for your second underlying energy is a Nine of Cups. Yeah, there's like a heart's fulfillment that's waiting to come through here. But first, you have to expand your perspective and really move on from something that's been holding you back. Okay, so Princess of Wands, Page of Wands. This is the sense of wanting to go out there with that fun, youthful, playful perspective. But I think for some of you, where this block is really coming in is not that you're not embracing the child within or that you're not embracing this energy. I think what you're being asked to really grow into is going from a place where you might have felt naive, where you might have felt like you were trying, you were experimenting. And there's a sense here of actually mastering that energy. Queen of Wands. The Page of Wands can be kind of more childlike, right? They can kind of, when you think of the King of Cups, this is a very mature, stable, grounded, emotionally stable individual. The Page of Wands is someone who's kind of just going out there and doing this, and they really don't have a care for maybe consequences. They also, because they're coming from that fiery energy, they might get really excited or really down or kind of, it can be too hot to handle by some people. So there's a sense here of really calming this energy and grounding it as you move past the Six of Pentacles, which is balance and a return on your investment and your physical experience. So there's a sense here of really owning that you've gone past the Five of Pentacles already to a point where you're at the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. It's where you are receiving a return on the time and money or whatever you've invested. It's also where we understand that there's a divine order and balance to our experience, where at any given point we may be on the receiving end of the law of divine balance, where we are in a place where we must receive help from others, and that's fine. And at another point in our life, we might be on the giving end of that when we have a little more than enough, we might be in a position to help another who's in the receiving side. But there always has to be that give and take. For every individual who wants to give, there needs to be someone who's ready to receive. And for every person who's ready to receive, there will be someone who is ready to give. And I think for many of you, there's a sense here of starting to move into a position of more of an authority, but also moving into a position where you might have something to give now, where maybe you did not before. There might have been a balancing out in your physical experience, where before maybe you were always kind of sitting in this poverty mindset, just kind of under the cut, just not quite enough. And this is saying to really get to this place of balance in your physical experience. You've got to become the queen. The Queen of Wands is someone that understands what they're passionate about, and they yield their fire and they yield their passionate energy from a place of quiet knowing almost, which is kind of, it's strange to say quiet knowing with the Queen of Wands, because she is kind of in your face. She is the Scarlet character from Gone with the Wind. She is someone who's going to show up and outdo everyone in the room. But she's also someone who is very confident in herself. She's someone who will bloom where she's planted because she knows she holds the magic. It's not the location that holds the magic. You know, this is kind of that saying that's coming through very strongly for you is no matter where you are, there you are, or there you find yourself, right? It doesn't matter if you move to a new location or move to a new job or jump into a new relationship. If you aren't owning your own magic, if you're dimming your light, if you're not learning from your past interactions or mistakes, then you're always going to just come face to face with yourself again. So there's a sense here of really going from the page to, which is the novice, to someone who understands how to wield their passions, how to bloom wherever they find themselves. So if this is really digging in and saying, well, it's not about waiting until I move here to finally meet a new friend group, or it's going to be when I finally find that work environment that makes me feel good about myself. It's like, no. It's time for you to start to show yourself, And really, I get the feeling of I don't always get that with the Queen of Wands, but I'm starting to get this more and more with the kind of bloom where you're planted. It's time to really dig in your heels, plant those roots, and say, I'm going to face this limiting mindset, this Five of Pentacles, and whatever aspect of my experience I'm experiencing it in, whether it's in my personal life, whether it's in my professional life, whether it's just in my life in general. Because if you can face that and overcome it and realize you have everything you need within you to take action towards bringing to life what you want to experience in your current experience, you have the Ace of Cups. This is the gift that's waiting to come in. It could be new love. It could be a fresh connection to the self. This is kind of a spiritual reconnection. This is giving the gift of renewal. It's beautiful energy. It's a fresh start kind of energy as well, but it's also emotional reconnection. So that's why you could be literally connecting to new love, whether it is to new love through another individual in a romantic partnership, through new love in just the bonding or deepening of relationships with others. You could even be finding a new friend group, a new soul tribe. But there's also a sense here with the Nine of Cups coming through as an underlying energy. This is where we have a lot to be grateful for, but there's the one missing cup between you and the Ten of Cups, which is that ultimate heart's fulfillment in our life experience. And here's that cup. It's ready to come in for you. It's ready to take your current experience from what is to what it can be. But in between you and it, is the fear of I won't have enough, is the fear of I'm never supported, is the fear of others might turn their back on me. And this is the fear that will, in facing it. Now see, this is a 5 as well, right? We have the 5 of Wands and we have the 5 of Pentacles. Freedom through change. It's time to change your perspective on what you're capable of, on the support that's willing to come in for you, and to really allow that faith to guide your own magic into the Ace of Cups. And when you think about blooming where you're planted, well, if you're going to be planting something, you need water to allow that seed or whatever you're planting to really take hold and continue to grow. And there's a sense here of doing so with this love, with this reconnection to your emotional self. And with this connection possibly to another, maybe somebody else in your life that's going to help you bloom where you're planted. So I'm going to go ahead here and pull some additional clarifiers. So we're going to see what wants to come in for you. So what does Scorpio need to know about the Princess of Wands? So we have the King of Swords. Yes, and the King of Swords says, you know what you know. Stand firm in that. Stand firm in your understanding that you have wisdom to impart and share with others. And that is going to allow you to, your clear-headedness, your clear-mindedness is going to allow you to face the moon. There's the moon card again. The way is unclear. But I don't have, and this can be where you're asking, well, if I follow this passion, if I choose to kind of level up, this is almost like saying, like, let's say the Page of Wands, the Princess of Wands is where you're like, I really love to, I don't know. I really love to show people how to do their makeup. And it's something that I do on the side. And sometimes I have friends who contact me about doing that. And I've been kind of playing around with it. And I've been thinking about maybe doing a YouTube channel. And then this is saying it's time to realize that you're an expert in that realm, that you stand firm in the knowledge of you know what you know. But this would be like saying, but I don't know if I really want to like put it out there for the world. I don't know if I want to follow it. I don't know if I do, what might happen. Will I make money? Will I be successful? Or will others turn their back on me or make fun of me? Or will I lose out because actually if I invest in that, I won't see a return on my investment? The moon says there is no definite answer. It's asking you if you can walk this path on faith, but with the knowledge of what you know, the confidence in what you have learned about yourself, and playing with your passions and playing with and being curious as to taking action in a new way. So let's see here about the Six of Pentacles. So we have the Five of Cups. Yeah, this is the emotional disappointment from something that didn't work out in the past. And that could be where something wasn't balanced. This could be where you're hoping for something to be balanced in your physical experience, and there was a loss, meaning you had to walk away from a relationship and you had to give up half of your belongings, or you had to walk away from a work environment that you invested time and energy into, and it ended up coming to nothing. You were let go, or you were never promoted and you had to leave and it was on bad terms. But there was something here around you really having to face something that was truly disappointing for you that didn't work out. But it's saying with the Six of Pentacles that what didn't work out at that time, or even right now, if this is what you're starting to move through, it will be returned. That is a lesson I have very much learned in my experience. Oh, and I love it. Yes. And so you have the Nine of Coins, Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. This is saying the return on your investment, Nine of Pentacles, is financial independence. It can also be where we've achieved quite a bit for ourselves when we get a chance to stop and smell the roses. With the Knight of Wands, this is the energy of going out there and truly doing what feels good. This is someone who is on their horse with their passion. And if somebody says, hey, you want to come try hang gliding with me? You're like, you know what? Sounds like fun. I'm in. This is the person who's truly free to go out and live their passionate life. And I think for some of you, there has been a disappointment around this. There's been a disappointment around maybe living in a state of what you consider comfort for yourself, or being in a place of financial independence. And there's a level too of maybe there was a disappointment around you wanted to go out and do what felt free, and yet either A, it didn't reap those benefits for yourself, or you have felt like you have been unable to be free in that capacity. And this is saying if you have a chance now to really follow what you're passionate about, to move on from past experiences that have limited you through the feeling of fear and the feeling of lack and the feeling of not being supported, you have a chance to bring in a return on these two things for yourself: a feeling of freedom, the ability to follow your passions, and the ability to really gain a level of comfort or independence in your physical experience that you've been wanting and have not been able to succeed in attaining or achieving for yourself. So let's see what's going on for the Queen of Wands, which is the advice from Spirit. It's saying, really step into this energy. It's the energy of being seen as well, Scorpio. So keep that in mind. This is the energy of putting yourself out there. on the dating app. This is the energy of putting yourself out there on social media. This is the energy of stepping into the networking event or your office meeting and being like, here I am. I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to show myself. And there we have it. We have the 3 of Cups, the 10 of Coins, which is the 10 of Pentacles, and the Tower. This is your breakthrough moment. This is where you break through to that celebratory energy with others. There's the 3 of Cups. There's the community. There's the support. There's even the fun. This is a true kind of celebration. 10 of Pentacles. That's a legacy. This is going from the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. This is that ultimate achievement of what you want to fulfill in the physical for yourself. This is what you get to pass down to your children. This is what you get to leave behind as your mark on the world. With the Tower coming down, this is truly knocking down anything that has prevented you from really being able to go out there and see that larger dream for yourself, the 9 of Cups. There's star energy coming through. The star card might come out, but there's a real sense here of the Tower coming in around achievement, around being able to bring in a level of success, especially financial success for yourself, and the level of support you've been, I think, long wanting to come in for yourself. But you first have to show yourself as your authentic self. And this might be where maybe you've been working on this, and this is all coming in to be for you. So keep that in mind. But this is what will knock the Tower down. The Tower is what holds us from moving forward, from expanding. It's what's trapped us. And we are kind of holding ourselves, clinging to security, clinging to safety. And it's saying, it's time now to see the bigger picture for yourself. It's time to commit to that. It's time to plant those roots and start to work towards building this legacy for yourself, but also to bring in a level of support and celebration that's also waiting for you that couldn't come in because the Tower was in the way. And I really feel like the Tower has been represented by this 5 of Pentacles feeling, whether it's real. You know, we can all go through times where people do turn their back on us, or we truly do not have that support, or whether this is a shadow of the past where at one time we did not have that support, or it's a perspective shift where we think we don't have that support, and yet there are others who are waiting to come in and celebrate with us, waiting to come in and help us. So really keep that in mind. Okay, so for the 5 of Pentacles, we have strength. Yes, to have the courage to face this and the courage to do it anyways. And then we have the 2 of Wands. Choosing a new path, or choosing to do something, to take action in a new way. And that is difficult, right? It's difficult to say, I'm going to do something, and this time I'm not going to bring that fear with me. This time, this could even be the strength of saying, this time I'm going to apply for a job and I'm going to not accept less than this amount of money. And maybe you've never bartered for a salary, and maybe you've never been the person to ask for that promotion, and all of a sudden you have that opportunity to level up. You know, this could be the same thing in a relationship where you've never truly shown yourself. Maybe you've always dimmed your light for another person, and now suddenly you're stepping into this role of saying, I'm going to be the one to be the person who doesn't put my own needs aside. I'm going to be the one that says, I want a relationship where this person is on the same page as me and we get to live a very free lifestyle together. But there's something here around choosing a new way, choosing to either do something differently or choosing a whole new path completely. Now, I can say when I was first stepping into your energy, Scorpio, 2 songs kind of came into my awareness, which was interesting. One was from the movie Beauty and the Beast, the main kind of romantic love song, The Tale as Old as Time. And there was the other one, what was it? A Whole New World. I don't know, it was a Disney theme coming through, but the theme from Aladdin. And it was just funny because I feel like both of those were speaking to opening up to seeing beyond, but also doing so with the help of a romantic or intimate partner coming in to help broaden that view. And so I feel kind of like for some of you, there may be this heart's desire of new love, of that supportive relationship that didn't come through. And suddenly now, with your decision to change how you do something, or to change how maybe you've always felt in a relationship, it's almost like committing to that, committing to the relationship, committing to wanting to experience life in a whole new way, expanding, getting on your magic carpet and seeing the world from a new perspective. But part of that wish is to bring in someone who will be there to support you as well. But for those of you where it's not specifically pertaining to a romantic partnership, there is something here around also a lot of potential leveling up in your work life as well, or in something monetary or physical, coming from a place of what you're passionate about. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this Ace of Cups represents. What is this beautiful gift of the divine for new love? So we have the King of Coins, or King of Pentacles, which is great. So the King of Pentacles is someone who's mastered the physical plane. This is someone who would make a great business owner. There's someone who is financially reliable. It can also be a Taurus. So for those of you who are maybe bringing a Taurus into your life, there's that opportunity of new love. And here it is. There's a legacy building with this individual. This could just be also a strong earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, someone who is coming into your life to really ground you in the physical plane of your experience, who's ready to build. There's no better person to build the 10 of coins than the King of Coins. Now this could also be you. This might be the realization that you have this within yourself. You have that legacy building potential. And there's the sun. Yes, true illumination. So yes, for some of you, this could be illumination, again, around an individual who is strong, earthy, and grounded, a potential Taurus in your life coming in. This can also be who has a strong Taurus placement. Again, we don't always have to be a Taurus sun sign. Now, the sun in this could be, for some of you, this literally could be Taurus, sun. There it is, Scorpio. Look for that individual. But this could be even a work environment. This could also be someone in your community who's going to help you really get over something and face these fears and really help you get into your own magic. But this can also be for some of you where there is an illumination around your own potential to build in the physical, your own potential to be financially stable, your own potential to build and be that strong, sturdy, I'd say, support system. The King of Pentacles is going to scoff in the face of the Five of Pentacles. That's going to be the individual. He's going to say, well, why would I be scared of that? I know how to prioritize my time. I know how to state and own my value in the world. I'm not going to do anything that's going to devalue that. And there's a sense here where he's sitting here. You can see he's very confident, right? He's sitting here going, I know what to do with my coins. So keep that in mind. There's either the illumination around your own ability to hold true to this, or there's the illumination around a strong Taurus or sun sign Taurus, or somebody with that strong earthy ability to own that kind of, again, being financially independent, being financially responsible, really focused on the home and building the home. These are all attributes of the King of Pentacles. And there's something here around for many of you that this could be an individual coming into your life who represents that. For others of you, this is the illumination of this part within yourself. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is speaking. It's speaking your truth. It's sharing your truth. It can be kind of blunt energy, but there's a sense here of really sharing, putting out into the world, speaking to what this heart's wish is, speaking to what this final cup represents for you. Is this the romantic supportive partnership? Is this the reconnection to self through doing something that you're passionate about? Is this the reconnection to your emotional experience on wanting to go in and experience broader horizons, the grand adventure? Whatever this cup represents, it will come in when you choose to do something in a new way. When you choose to take action in a new way, or you choose to take a new path or a new road. Beautiful energy, Scorpio. I know it can be hard facing the Five of Pentacles. It's something that I myself have faced and still continue to face. In fact, I feel like the majority of people in life face this at some given point in your time, or at some point in your life. But there's a strong emphasis that this is a month where you finally get to break those chains that hold you to this poverty mindset, to say there is no boundary, there is no limit placed on us, except those that we place on ourselves. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to pull a couple oracle cards now to see get a better idea of what the energy looks like for the month of August. So let's see what Scorpio needs to know around the month of August. Let's see. For some of you too, I'm just going to say with the Six of Swords coming in, that sometimes can denote travel. So for some of you, you might actually be traveling, which is interesting. You might be traveling to some celebratory event where it might trigger this whole kind of self-reflection. You might be moving. For some of you, you might be moving or accepting a new position. And that could also be something, a new work position, which could be triggering this entire experience as well. So we have the first chakra, Archangel Michael. Yes, the first chakra is all about facing our fears, getting grounded in ourself. But when the first chakra is out of balance, it's where we can act out from what we fear, meaning we can have levels of anxiety that come up where we are blocked from actually really having everything starts at the root chakra. And it's really necessary for us to come to terms with our fears and really allow that chakra to kind of clear and be healthy and grounded so that energy can rise up from that point and really continue up through our sacral chakra, through our solar plexus chakra, through our heart chakra, and all the way up out of the tops of our heads, for those of you who know the chakra system, to really get to that place where energy is flowing positively and not coming from a place of fear. When we have an unhealthy first chakra, that can really be where we are simply, we're just surviving, or we can be in a level of defense mode because we are in a constant state of what we fear. When it's healthy, that's where our fire comes from. That's where we take action in an authoritative way, in a way that is in alignment with what the rest of our spiritual experience really wants for ourselves. And the Archangel Michael, he is just that. He is the warrior angel. He is someone who comes to be, he uses his sword of truth as his guide. Now 35 breaks down to the number 8 in numerology. The number 8 is physical abundance. It's also the number of empowered leadership and personal empowerment. So this is all about getting to that place of a healthy sense of personal empowerment. Okay, I'm going to go and choose a Power of Surrender card now. So we're going to see where Spirit is asking you to surrender, to really allow for you to break through this Five of Pentacles energy and into the energy of love, support, and possibly financial abundance on a level that maybe you did not think you were capable of, or even worthy of. That came through really strongly just right now. You are worthy, Scorpio, of financial independence. You are worthy of love. Oh, I love it. It says, surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Now, I love this because I feel like for many of you, there is a flow happening here. It's a natural opening up. It's a natural progression of a skill set, of something you've already been building on, of the feeling of it's time to move on from something or move towards something. This is all about, especially with focusing on your first chakra, this is all about getting back to the basics of you, getting back to shining as your brightest self, getting back to admitting to yourself what is in your heart of hearts, what do you want? Sharing from that place, speaking to that, And then letting the energy move you. When we think about the moon, this is the ebb and the flow of tides. It's asking you to kind of feel the call, answer that, and go with the flow as the tide is pulling you towards something new. I'm going to go ahead and just pull a couple clarifiers for the first chakra. I'm curious just to see if anything wants to come up before I pull a final card for y'all. What does Scorpio need to know about their first chakra, their root chakra? Now, there's many, for those of you who like to, let's say, meditate, there's some great, now I'm blanking on, binaural beats. So for those of you who like to listen to different frequencies that align with opening or clearing the different chakras, I would definitely recommend taking a look at that. You can just look it up online. You can look up root chakra, binaural beat, or just looking up frequency as your Google search or on YouTube. And you should be able to find some great soundtracks that you can listen to with headphones, and that can really help also kind of energetically open up your first chakra. 8 of Cups, yes. Understanding what no longer emotionally fulfills you and finally walking away from it, clearing that out so that you're not tied to the past. You're not tied to something that doesn't, again, emotionally ground you anymore or emotionally fulfill you anymore. This also states that you, I think, in the past had walked away from something and you were walking towards the 2 of Cups. And when I think of the 8 of Cups, there's 2 cups to go to get to the 10 of Cups. And that was finding that authentic partnership. And so there's something here for those of you who maybe have yet to find that. It's coming in. It's there. It's waiting. For those of you where it has already come in, it's ready to be expanded upon. But with the 9 of Pentacles, there's something here around you walked away from something that didn't fulfill you towards this level of independence in the physical. It's saying enjoy that right now. Smell the roses, but also understand that whatever you walked away from, whether this is recent or whether it's in the deep past, that there's a sense that that in whatever you walked away from, where you tried and you tried and you tried, you are walking towards the 9 of Pentacles. That is the call. So have that faith and really allow that to expel the fear-based energy and allow you to instead step into the power that comes when we have that healthy sense of self. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pull a final card here to take a look at a final message for you all, and I will read the excerpt in the book that comes with this oracle deck. What does Scorpio need to know as a final message for the month of August? And I apologize, guys. These cards are really kind of big for me to shuffle. I do like the cards to come out authentically. So, ooh, interesting. So we have Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, number 9. I like this. Now, I want to just preface this before I jump in here. The Divine Feminine does not speak to female specifically. This is the feminine energy that lies within all of us, no matter how we choose to identify ourselves. So we all have feminine and masculine energy within. So there's a sense here of really getting into the power of receiving, right? We have mostly female cards with the exception of the King of Coins on here, but this is all representing feminine energy. Receiving. Queen of Wands. She is receiving. She's blooming where she's planted. She's not actually initiating. She's growing. She's receiving what's with what is within and around her, and she's kind of bringing that within and creating. Ace of Cups. That is truly the receptive symbol. That is the symbol of the feminine, where it is an open chalice because it is open to receive, open to receiving love, open to receiving support, open to receiving the love of the divine. So there's a sense here this month of really keeping yourself as an open chalice to see what is coming in effortlessly to fill that cup. Now the 9 is all about the endings and completions of a major cycle. This is about where you get to really glean all those lessons you've learned, get ready to start a new, fresh cycle. But there's a level of magic that comes in with the number 9, of this kind of a deep inner knowing. All right. So we have wisdom of the divine feminine. It says divine feminine wisdom empowers you to grow into your vision, your dreams, and the fulfillment of your life purpose. Perhaps you envision a very different life for yourself to what you are experiencing now. This wisdom reminds you that you can experience even the most extraordinary dreams as reality if you are willing to grow into what you desire, to become what you seek. Surrender any plans about how you can best manifest your dreams and instead allow life to guide and nourish you through your experiences each day. That's the surrender to effortlessness right there. It says the universe supports your divine destiny and is helping you become all you are meant to be. When the wisdom of the divine feminine reaches for you, the message is clear. You are in a process of becoming more of heaven on earth. And that to me is the 10 of Cups. So just keep that in mind. It says sometimes there are growing pains alongside the joy such growth brings. You may feel concerned, thinking your pain is an indication that you are failing in some way. You may judge your suffering as a sign that you are not operating at a high enough frequency. Yet how many spiritual masters upon this planet have endured great suffering, as well as experiencing tremendous love and joy in the fulfillment of their divine destiny? Growing pains are just part of the feminine path of creation, of breaking through what has become too small for you. There is joy in the eventual freedom, but the act of breaking through can feel painful at times. When things are difficult or you are feeling doubt, when you feel the need to do something that scares you and challenges you at the depths of your being, you are experiencing growing pains. They will pass and you will benefit from the growth. However, you need to know that while this difficulty is in your life, the divine is very much with you, encouraging you, believing in you so much that it will deliver a tough lesson. You can handle it for however long it needs to continue, and that won't be for forever. This oracle also brings you a message about how much the divine feminine loves you and wants to help you grow with the least struggle and the most peace. If you don't listen to her, instead choosing to believe in fear, you may be terrified of your growing pains. You won't be sure if they will ever end. You may doubt your ability to turn adversity into triumph. You may lose faith instead of trusting that life has your best interests at heart and that you are capable of meeting any challenge that arises. Instead of trusting, you may believe the world isn't safe. This can keep you paralyzed in self-defeating, self-harming patterns. While these may give you a temporary familiar satisfaction, ultimately these patterns mean you will continue to struggle and suffer under the weight of addiction or emotional pain. You deserve so much better than that. The divine feminine speaks to you now and promises that if you are willing to show up to your life each day and trust in the circumstances before you, she will guide you into your most beautiful divine destiny. It is safe to trust her. She wants for you only the best and most beautiful life journey, one perfectly suited for all that you are and all that you can be. Your heart beats in perfect rhythm with the heart of love at the center of our universe. Trust your heart and trust life. All is progressing beautifully as you are guided ever deeper into your divine fulfillment. I absolutely love this. I hope you all have gotten something meaningful and something that's giving you the courage to open yourself up to the success that is coming towards you, the success, love, and abundance that is coming towards you. I wish you all a month of faith in that. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I do release weekly readings throughout the month where I do a collective reading for the week and then a short 10-minute reading for each sign based on that collective reading. And we dive a little deeper into just the energy for that specific sign for the week. So if you'd like to see those, you can click on the subscription channel or you can subscribe to my channel and you can see when those get posted each week. All right, Scorpio, if I don't see you there, I will see you next month for your next illumination reading. Bye.